everyone, welcome to Tech and Target. I'm your Hemant, and this is the second video of the TCS Code Vita series. So let's get started. So the name of the question is winner of the race. So the question problem statement says that there is a race organized in a school and the winner is decided by the number of times the student is in lead after every 2 seconds. If the total race time is odd, then we only check until time t minus 1 seconds. So example, if time is equal to 7 seconds, we check at 2 seconds, then 4 seconds, then 6 seconds. The participant who is leading more number of times will be the winner. The task is to find the winner of this race. So this is the problem statement. So to explain this, so basically there will be a race competition, and in that race competition, instead of deciding the winner by who comes first, so instead of doing that, so what they are doing is for every second they are checking who is in lead, right? So the person who is leading more number of times at the end of your time duration of the race, then that person will be considered as a winner. So that is what the problem statement is saying. So this is quite different from the normal racing conditions. So in normal racing conditions, what happens is there will be a source and there will be a destination. So the person who reaches the destination first will be decided as a winner, isn't it? Now, what is happening here is, so after every 2 seconds, so there will be a fixed amount of time duration for the race, and after every 2 seconds, the leader is checked. That means the person who is leading is seen, and that person's point will be raised by 1. Right. So now after again at 4 seconds, now first comparison will be done at 2 seconds. Then after 2 seconds, it will be again checked at 4 seconds. Now at the 4th second, who is leading, that person's count will be increased by 1. That person's points will be increased by 1. And after again 2 seconds, that means up 4 plus 2, which will be 6 seconds. At 6 seconds again, the comparison will be made who is leading currently. So by checking this way, so after all of this is done, so we'll be able to get a points array, right? So first person, how many leads does he have till now, and the second person, how many leads does he have till now, and so on, isn't it? Now, so we will directly find who is having the more number of points in the array, and we will return that particular index as the answer to this question. Now, so before moving on to the input output and the examples, so there are some important notes that we have to take care of. So let's see what is that. So the first note says that at particular time, if more than one participants are at same distance, then all of them needs to be considered as winning for that instant. So there may be a situation, for example, at time is equal to 2, what may happen is the person 1 and person 2, they may be at the same distance, right? So they may be at the same distance. He also may be covered 2 meter distance, and the second person may also have covered the 2 meter distance. Now, if that condition has arrived, then what you have to do is you have to increase the points for both the first person as well as the second person, because the note 1 says that if more than one participant are at the same distance, then all of them need to be considered as winning for that moment, right? Winning for that instance. Now, there is also one more note which says, so after calculating all the winning counts, so if the number of times someone is leading is same for 2 or more participants, then the one who comes first in the input sequence will be the winner. If participant 2 and 3 have same number of wins, participant 2 will be the final answer. Now, what is this note? So this note says that, so after creating your final counts array, how many times each person has leaded. Now what you may come across is, you may come across a situation where the second person as well as the third person leading same number of times, right? So person 2 may also have lead 2 times and person 3 may also have led 3 times. Now, if that is the case, so in the input sequence, the number 2 comes before 3, right? So if that is the case, then we will return 2, right? Or else if we have a clear leading, if only one person is having the maximum, then we will return that particular person. Right. If there is any collision, like if second person and fourth person, or second person or fifth person, or any person for that matter more than 2, then if both of them are having same number of leads or same number of winning moments, same number of points, then we have to return 2 because 2 comes first before the number 3 or 2 comes before the number 4 or so on, right? So in the input sequence, which number first comes, so we have to return that particular number, right? Not the second time which we have got. So we have to return the first instance where we have got the maximum number. So this is the second note here. So with this being said, let's get into the input and output formats. So the input format says that the first line contains a single integer n denoting the number of participants. So n denotes the number of participants, and second line contains a single integer t, which will denote the total time in seconds of the race. So this denotes for how many seconds the race is going to be conducted, and there will be again n lines, right? So these many lines, n lines will be there, and in each of the line there will be t plus 1 integers, right? So first of all, we'll be having an integer n, then an integer t denoting the time in seconds of the race. And again, there will be n lines, each line containing t plus 1 integers, right? So each line containing t plus 1 integers, which are separated by a space, right? Now, and in that t plus 1 integers, what is happening is, so the first t integers will be, so ith integer denotes the number of steps taken by the participant at ith second. So that means, so at 0th second, this person has taken this many steps. At first second, this person has taken this many steps. So it denotes that, so ith integer denotes that the number of steps taken by that participant at that particular instant of second, right? So this is one thing. And so after t integers, there will be one more integer left, right? So now this t plus 1 integer denotes the distance of each step. Now we have said that there are t integers which are number of steps, but we did not know what is the distance that each step was covering. Now to get that distance, we have to multiply each step with the distance of each step, right? Now let's say, for example, at 0th second, if the person is going for 2 steps, the person is having 2 steps, then the distance and distance of each step is 4, then the distance traveled by that person in 1 second will be 2 into 4, because he has taken 2 steps and the distance of each step is 4. So we have to multiply both of them, which will turn out to be 8. So 2 into 4 will be 8, right? So that's how we do it. Now, so we have to do what? In the output, we have to just return the index of the winner, where indexing begins with 1. So this is very important. Indexing is beginning with 1 and not with 0. This is very important. So whenever we get the normal index according to the array, then we have to return index plus 1, right? So since this is a indexing, they are considering by starting with 1, so we have to return normal index of the array plus 1. So that will give you the right answer. Now we'll move into the example. So the example says, so the input format, as we know, so the first line contains n, an integer n, which denotes the number of, so n is the number of participants or number of students in the school who are participating in the running race. Now the second line, it contains an integer t denoting the time duration, right? For how much duration the race is going to be conducted. Now thereafter there will be n lines. Now what is the n here? So we have 3, so there will be 3 lines, and first t integers, that means the first 8 integers will be the steps taken by the ith person. Now if the person is 0, this person is 1, this person is 2, right? So if this is the case, so 0th person will move 2 steps at 0th second, 2 steps at first second, 2 steps at third second, and so on, right? So this is first, this is second. So at 2 seconds, he will be moving 4 steps, right? So this is how we have to do it. And the t plus 1 second is the distance, right? So this is the distance of the each step, right? Now after 1 second, this person, after 1 second, he'll move 2 steps, and the distance of each step is 3, right? In this case, it is 3. So 2 into 3 will be 6. So after 1 second, he will move 6 meters. And after 2 seconds, how much distance he will move? So this will be 2 plus 2, right? So he will take 2 plus 2 steps, and each of those steps will be having distance 3. So that will be 4, 2 plus 2 will be 4, 4 into 3 would be 12, right? So this is how we have to calculate the distance traveled, right? Now, similarly for this person. So 3, for this person, the distance is 2. So this will be 3 into 2. After 1 second, he will move 6 meters. So after 2 seconds, he will move 3 plus 5, 8. So 8 into 2 will be 16. So after 2 seconds, he will move 16 meters. And similarly for this person, the distance is 4. So after 1 second, he'll move 1 into 4, that will be 4 meters. And after 2 seconds, 1 plus 2 will be 3, and 3 into 4 will be 12. So after 2 seconds, he'll move. So 2 plus 1 is 3, and the distance of each step, 3 into 4, 12. So he'll move 12 meters, right? So this person is 12. This person is also 12. And the second person was 5 plus 3, 8. 8 times 2, that will be 16. So this is how you will calculate for each 2 seconds. Now, after this, now we'll move into the place where I'll be explaining you the intuition and the solver and the problem, how to solve it. Now, let's say, so this is what we have got, right? So we have got, so 3 number of participants, time duration was 8 seconds, and we were given n lines where n is equal to 3, right? N is equal to 3. We had, and first t plus 1 integers denote the steps taken by the ith participant. This is 0, this is 1, right? This is 0, this is 1, and this is your second participant. Now see, and the t plus 1 integer is the distance of each step. Now we know this. Now what we have to do is, so we have to, for every 2 seconds. So this is the first 2 seconds. This is the next 2 seconds, which is until here. So first we'll calculate until here who is the leader, and we'll increase the leader count by 1, and we will check again here, because after t is equal to 2, we'll check for t is equal to 4. After that, we will check for t is equal to 6, and after that, we'll check for t is equal to 8, right? So this is how we do it. Now, at t is equal to 2, in the first 2, so for this purpose, what we will do is, we will maintain 2 arrays. The one is the current array, and both of them will be having size n, which is the number of participants, right? So this 0 denotes the first person. This 1, okay, so I'll write the indexes first. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. So current, so we are making an array of size n, where each element, so this 0 index denotes the 0th person, first index denotes the first person, this second index denotes the second person. Now, so we have created 2 arrays of size number of participants, and then, so this is your current array, and this is your final winner array, right? Now, so what is the approach here? So what we will be going to do is, so for every 2 seconds, so every 2 seconds, we will calculate how much will be the distance calculated by each person. Now, at time is equal to 2, we will calculate how much distance does this person 0 has done, and we will store that in the 0th index in the current array. Now, after that, so we will calculate the distance traveled by the person 1 after 2 seconds, and that we will store in index 1 of the current array. Then after that, so for the second person as well, so we'll do the same thing. We will find the distance traveled by the person 2 after 2 seconds, and that we will store in your current array, right? Second index of the current array. Now, after everything, each iteration is done. So after I fill all of these values, what I will do is, I'll find out which person is having the maximum number, right? So I'll find out which person is having the maximum number, and at that index. So if, for example, if the person 1 is having the maximum distance traveled, then I will go to the winner array, and then so since the first element was having the majority number of since he has covered the most distance, I'll go to the winner array of index 1, and I will increment the value at that index by 1. Very simple, right? So this is what we are going to do. So we'll move forward and you'll understand better, right? Now, see. So now, so to understand this, so what we're going to do, so at time is equal to 2, we have to calculate, right? So at time is equal to 2, what distance does the person 0 is done? So that would be 2 plus 2, that into 3, right? So 2 plus 2 is what? 4. Now 4 into 3 will be 12. Now I'll go to this index, right? I'll go to 0th index, and I will fill that position with 12. Now, in the same way, okay, let me go back. Let it be the same. And now at time is equal to 2, I'll update the distances, right? So at time is equal to 2, the person 0 has traveled distance of 12. Now at time is equal to 2, what is the distance traveled by 1? The distance traveled by 1 is 3 plus 5, that into 2. So 3 plus 5 is 8, and that into 2 will be 16. So I'll make it 16. Now the same thing for second person. So 1 plus 2 will be 3. So 3 into 4 will be, so 3 into 4 will be 12. So I'll write it here. Now what I will do is, I will see the index of the person who is having the maximum number, who is having the maximum distance traveled. Now, which is the maximum here? The maximum among these three is 16, right? So what is the index of the 16? So this is 0, this is 1. So I'll go to the winner array and I will mark the index, the index 1. I'll increment the value at index 1 by 1. So it was 0 in the beginning. So I will remove that 0 and I will increment that value by 1. So this is after first iteration. Now I will calculate after 2 seconds again, right? So we have calculated for time is equal to 2. Now I will calculate for time is equal to 4, because the race conditions was checked at every 2 seconds, right? Now we have checked for 2. Now we'll go for 4. Now what is the distance traveled here? So this would be 4 plus 3 into 3. So 4 plus 3 is 7, right? So 7 into 3 is 21. But before, this person had traveled 12 meters, right? So for that 12, we have to add this 21, which would turn out to be 33, right? Now same way, this would be 7 plus 4 will be what? 7 plus 4 will be 11. 11 times 2 will be 22, right? Now this 22 will be add for this 16. So which will result in 38. Now in the same way, so 4 plus 2 will be 6. 6 times 4 will be 24. So 24 will be added to this 12. So which will result in 36. Now what is the index that is having the maximum value? So 38 is having the maximum value. So we'll go to the winner array at index 1. We'll increment the value by 1. So it was already 1. So I'll increment this by 1 more time. So it will result in 2. Now at time is equal to 6. Who is leading? We'll check. Now at time is equal to 6. So distance traveled will be 5 plus 2 will be 10. 10 times 3 will be 30. Now that 30 would have to be added to this 33, right? So 5 plus 2 would be 7. Okay, so 5 plus 2 would be 7. So 5 plus 2 is 7, and 7 times 3 will be 21, not 60 here. So 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 times 3 is 21. So that 21, if we add it here, 3 plus 1 would be 4, and 3 plus 2 would be 5. So this would be 54. Now, so 9 plus 3 is 12, and 12 times 2 is 24. 24 plus 38 will be 62. Now 7 plus 5 will be again 12. Then 12 fours are 48. So 48 plus 36 would be 84. Now what is the index of the majority element here? So index of the majority element is 2 here. So we'll go to winner array and we'll go to index 2, and we will increment the element at that index by 1. So previously it was 0. Now it will be 1. Now in the same way, we'll travel, we'll check for time is equal to 8. Now 6 plus 2 is 8. So 8 3s are 24. If we add 24 to 54, we would get 78, right? Now 3 plus 2 would be 5, and 5 times 2 will be 10, and that 10 if we add to 62, we'll get what? We'll get 72. Now in the same way, 3 plus 2 is again 5, then 5 times 4 will be 20. If we add 20 to 84, we'll get 104. Now what is the index of the majority element here? So the index of the majority element is again 2. So I'll go to index 2 of the winner array, and I will increment the value of that index by 1. Now it was 1, now it will be 2. Now, so do we have any other more elements in the array here? No, we don't have. We have finished the array, but we have exhausted the array. So after this thing is done, so we'll come to the winner array, and what we have to do is we have to find out the first instance where the majority element is found, right? Now what is the majority element in this array? Obviously the majority element or the max element that we can get from this array is 2. Now there is a twist here. So we know that 2 is a majority element, but the problem is, so there are two numbers or two indexes with the same element 2, and which is a majority element for us in this case. Now this is a confusion, but so they have clearly mentioned that, so if the participant 2 and 3 are having, for example, if participant 2 and 3 are having the same number of wins, then the participant 2 will be the final answer, because the person who comes first in the input sequence, that person will be considered as a winner. So whenever you come across this situation while calculating the final answer in this question, so you have to do what? So you have to return the first answer as the solution, right? So where is the first answer you are getting? You are getting that max as a first instance at index 1. So you will directly return 1 here. But they have mentioned that the indexing begins from 1. So since the indexing begins from 1 and in our array it is beginning from 0, so we have to return 1 plus 1. So that would be 2. So that will be the solution for this question, right? So if you see here, so that was your solution. So this is how we have to solve it. So the same thing we have to implement using Java, right? So basically, if we explain the code again, so we are taking the number of participants, then we are taking the time as time from the user, then we are creating a multi-dimensional array of size n cross t plus 1, right? Now after that, we are taking that array input. Now for each candidate, we are taking the input, and finally, so we are taking time plus 1, because so we know that even if the time duration is 8 seconds, we are getting 9 integers for each test case, right? So for each candidate, we are getting 9 numbers, right? So that last number will be the distance of the each step. So that's the reason we are taking time plus 1, and then we are actually taking the user input, and then we are calling the function with the parameters number of participants and time, then array. We are passing this entire thing as a function to the function solve, and we are getting the answer, right? So this is the main function, and this is our actual solution here. So what are we doing? So we are creating 2 arrays, right? So as discussed, we are taking 2 arrays. So one is a winner array and one more is a distance array. So both of them having the size number of participants. Now, so I am beginning the looping from the second index, and I'm going till less than or equal to time, and at every index I'm incrementing my index by 2. Right now, why I'm taking this? So I'm taking in this way, not beginning my iteration from 0, because see, if we take up 0 as a starting index, what will happen? So then we at this position I should take index and index plus 1. Now what happens is, so when you are on let's say so when you are given an array, so if you take that as an example, now you have to again take array index out of bounds exception as also as a you will have that constraint here, right? If you take 0 and 1, but if you start from 2 and subtract 2 and 1 from it, you will not having any problem with that. So that's the reason we are starting our iteration from 2, not from 0, right? So this will guarantee you that you will never get into a problem of array index out of bounds exception. So that's the reason we are starting with 2, or else we could have taken 0 as well, but that will just increase the complexity of the code, right? So that's the reason I'm avoiding it. So starting the iteration of the loop from 0. So that's the only reason. Now what we are doing, so for every iteration we are calculating what? So for each racer, right? So for each racer, so we will be calculating what is the distance traveled by that person at that particular moment, right? For every 2 seconds. Now for the first time, it will be the index will be 2, so we'll be taking index minus 2 and index minus 1. That means the element at 0th index and the element at first index, and I will multiply that with the distance, right? So the distance will be available at the timeth index, right? So there are time plus 1 elements, and the last valid index will be your distance, and the last valid index is time. So that's the reason I'm multiplying my array of I time with the array of I index minus 2 plus array of I index minus 1. So both of these elements represent the elements, right? So they represent these 2 elements, 2 and 2, and 3 and 5 there, and 1 and 2. This is what they are signifying, right? So after one iteration is done, so you will get something like this. Right, after one iteration you will get 12, 16 and 12, right? And after that, what we are doing here, right? So after that, so when you get 12, 16 and 12 here, so we'll be finding out what we are finding, which is the maximum of these 3, right? So to signify what is in what part of the code is doing that, we are actually okay. So this part actually prints that, which is not necessary. So we can comment it out for this moment. Now what we are doing, so we are actually finding which of these things is the maximum, right? So for that we have a function find max, and we are passing the distance array as a parameter. So we'll move to the find max function, so which is just returning the max of this entire array, right? So we'll find out the current maximum element from this array, and then what we are doing, so wherever the element is the maximum, for example, if we are having 16, so we are looping through this entire array, and we are updating that corresponding element wherever we find the 16. If we find the 16 in the first index, we'll go and increment the corresponding index in the winner array. And if we are having multiple instances of it, for example, instead of 12, if we had 16 here, so we would have incremented in the winner array, we would have incremented the element at index 1 as well as the element at index 2 as well, because we are having two instances where we are finding the maximum element. So that's the reason, that's what we are doing, and that's what note 1 is saying, right? So if you carefully observe the note 1, what it is saying, so it says that at any particular instance, if more than one participant are at same distance, then all of them needs to be considered as winning instance. So that's the reason we'll be incrementing. Now after that, so what we are doing here, we are just if the distance of I, if that is your current max element, then we'll increment the element at the corresponding index of the winner array by 1. So this is what we are doing. Now after entire thing is done, so after you come until here, so after you reach time is equal to 8, and if you come out of the loop, so what we will do is, so we have to calculate the final answer, right? So how do we calculate the final answer? So we have to return the first occurrence of your maximum element, right? So index of the first occurrence of your maximum element. Now for that reason, what we'll do, we'll initialize the final winner as 0, and we'll initialize the final max as integer.min value. Now we'll start looping from the first element of this array. We'll start looping from this first element, and if any element is greater than the final max, if any element is greater than the final max, then you'll update the final maximum as the current the element, right? So this is greater, right? So this 0 is greater than integer.min value, then final max will be updated as 0, and final answer will be updated as 0, because so this is your index and this is your element. Now in the second time, what happens, so final max will be 2 because 2 is greater than 0, and final answer will be 1, so which is your index, right? So we are updating your index. And then in the third iteration, so final max will still stay to be 2, and so one more thing is, we are updating this only when, so we are updating this only when winner of I is greater than final max. So that's the reason. So this, even if this 2 is equal to this 2, this will not get updated, because we are not writing the condition equal to there. So if we had written equal to here, then that would have been a, the final winner would have been updated to 2 here, which we did not wanted. So we had to return the first occurrence of the maximum element. So that's the reason we will write, so final if winner of I is greater than final max. So if you had written equal to, then this would turn out to be wrong. So that's the reason we are avoiding that condition. We'll update our final max only when the final max is actually less than your winner of ith element. Now final max will still stay to be 0 or 2, and final answer will still stay to be 1. Now after this, so while returning, instead of returning the final winner, we'll return final winner plus 1, because we are following the 1 based indexing. So this is your answer, and this is a code for everything. So I hope I was able to explain the solution properly to you. So we'll run for this example that we have got, and we'll wind up the session for today. So I hope okay. So the input that we have got was, so 3, then 8, then we have got 2, 2, 4, 3, 5, 2, 6, then 2, then 3. Then after that we have 3, 5, 7, 4, 3, 9, 3, 2, 2, 3, 9, 3, 2, 2. Then we have 1, 2, 4, 2, 7, 5, 3, 2, and then we have got 4. So if we execute this, we are getting 2. So that's what we have gotten here, right? So that's what we have got. So final answer was 1. We were returning 1 plus 1, which would turn out to be 2. So that's your answer. So, and yes, that's it, guys. So that's it for today. So in the coming, next upcoming video, we'll discuss one more problem related to TCS Code Vita that was asked in TCS Code Vita. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching the entire video. Thank you so much.